Hey guys, happy Valentine's Day, and this is episode 6 of Biblical Breakdown. Today we're going to be talking about one of the smallest, most easily overlooked details in the resurrection story, the folded burial cloth. This is one of those things that seem random at first, but once you dig into it, it's actually packed with meaning. First off, what are we talking about? This comes from John 20, verses 6 through 7. So Simon Peter also came, following him, and he entered the tomb, and he looked at the linen wraps lying there, and the face cloth which had been on his head, not lying with the linen wraps, but folded up in a place by itself. So Peter and John run to the tomb. They see Jesus's grave clothes just lying there, but the face cloth that's folded neatly, set aside. Why would that even matter? One of the most popular explanations comes from old Jewish tradition about masters and servants at the dinner table. In Jewish culture, when a servant set the dinner table for his master, he would wait just out of sight. If the master was done eating, he'd crumple up his napkin and toss it onto the table. This signaled, "I'm finished." But if the master folded the napkin neatly, it meant, "I'm coming back." Some scholars believe that when Jesus folded the burial cloth, he was leaving a message. "I'm not done, I'm coming back." It's a great illustration, but historians debate whether this tradition was actually practiced in Jesus' time. Still, the meaning fits. Jesus was coming back, and his resurrection was just the beginning. If someone stole Jesus' body, would they take the time to neatly fold the cloth? Probably not. This little detail proves that Jesus' resurrection was deliberate, not chaotic. He didn't just wake up and burst out of the tomb in a rush. He took his time. For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14, verse 33. Everything Jesus did was intentional. The folded cloth might have been his way of showing control. That this wasn't grave robbers, this wasn't random. He left on his own terms. If you remember when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, in John 11, it says, "The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with wrappings, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, 'Unbind him and let him go.'" John 11, verse 44. Lazarus was still wrapped up in burial clothes. Someone had to unwrap him, but with Jesus, no one had to help him. He left the grave clothes behind and folded the face cloth himself. It's another sign that he has complete power over death. Whether this was a message that he's coming back, a sign of divine order, or a contrast to Lazarus, one thing is clear. Jesus was in total control. Death didn't take him, he defeated it. Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even if he dies." And that's the real takeaway. Jesus left the tomb with purpose, with intention, and that means our faith isn't built on chaos or confusion. It's built on a Savior who knew exactly what he's doing. So, what do you think? Was the folded cloth a hidden message, or just a small detail with a big impact? Let me know in the comments, and if you're enjoying biblical breakdowns, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.